The silence of Heartland Ranch is about to break. In the highly anticipated Season 19, Episode 1, Amy Fleming is standing at the crossroads of her past and her future. But with the weight of the ranch on her shoulders and her dreams reaching further than ever before, the question lingers. Will she find the courage to chase them, or will her past hold her back? As the sun sets over the familiar Alberta hills, a quiet tension hangs in the air. For years, Amy Fleming has been the emotional heart of Heartland, healing horses, mending broken spirits, and supporting her family through every trial. But now, the winds of change are stirring, and Amy is at a crossroads she never expected. Season 19 opens with a glimpse of her quiet life, but this peace is far from lasting. Amy, once content in her role as a mother, wife, and the soul of the ranch, is now grappling with a desire to break free. The familiar rhythms of ranch life are no longer enough to satisfy her. There's an unspoken yearning to fulfill dreams that stretch far beyond the fences of Heartland. What seemed like small desires in the past have slowly transformed into a burning passion that she can no longer ignore. Amy has always been the pillar of the family, always thinking of others first. But now, it's her time. It's time to chase her own ambitions. But chasing dreams isn't always simple, especially when they pull her in a direction that feels so uncertain. In this first episode, Amy faces the looming question of whether she can balance her responsibilities to Heartland and her growing desire for something more. Her journey isn't just about personal growth. It's about reconciling her dreams with the reality of the ranch that has been her life's work. The emotional weight of this conflict is palpable, and fans are already bracing for the emotional roller coaster ahead. Complicating matters further is the ever-present challenge of family dynamics. Jack, always the steady figure at Heartland, is showing signs of vulnerability. His health, a source of worry for the entire family, adds pressure to an already tense situation. Amy feels the responsibility to take care of her family, but can she do that while also pursuing her own dreams? The tension between family loyalty and personal ambition will be one of the season's most compelling threads. The introduction of a mysterious new character adds another layer of intrigue to the episode. Whispers of a figure from Amy's past who might just hold the key to unlocking her future spark curiosity among fans. Who is this person, and how will they impact Amy's path forward? Their role isn't clear yet, but one thing is certain. This new development will force Amy to question everything she thought she knew about herself and her place in the world. As the episode unfolds, it becomes clear that this is not just about Amy, it's about Heartland itself. Can the ranch continue to be the sanctuary it once was, or is it destined for change? The show's familiar landscapes are no longer the only thing at stake. The future of the ranch, the family, and the lives intertwined with them are all on the line. The episode builds suspense as it shows glimpses of Amy's struggles, her determination, and her moments of doubt. As the first chapter of Season 19 begins, the weight of change is undeniable. For fans, this episode promises not just a continuation of the story they love, but a fresh, bold direction for the future. The lingering question remains: will Amy find the courage to follow her dreams, or will the ties that bind her to Heartland prove stronger than the call of the unknown? In this episode, nothing is certain. The path ahead is unclear, and the stakes have never been higher. Amy's journey is about to take a turn no one saw coming, and as the final moments of the episode approach, one question will echo louder than ever. Will Amy's dreams finally come true, or will the pull of Heartland hold her back? The tension of Amy's internal struggle intensifies as the episode progresses, and it becomes clear that her journey is far from straightforward. As the first signs of fall appear, a sense of renewal sweeps through Heartland, but it's not just the changing season that signals transformation, it's Amy herself. This episode pushes her to the edge of an emotional cliff, forcing her to confront the deep-rooted fears and doubts that have kept her from fully stepping into her future. Amy's desire for personal growth is at odds with the expectations that have been placed on her throughout her life. Her sense of responsibility to Heartland and her family is something she's always cherished, but with each passing day, the pull of something bigger and more fulfilling grows stronger. The conflict is real, and it's consuming her thoughts. Her connection with the horses, something that once felt like her greatest purpose, is now complicated by the nagging sense that she's outgrowing her role. The scene between Amy and Lou is particularly poignant. Lou, who has always been a driving force behind the ranch's business side, is struggling with her own issues and frustrations, and her conversation with Amy is filled with layers of unspoken words. Lou, more than anyone, understands Amy's loyalty to the family, but she also sees the spark of ambition in her eyes, something she knows can't be ignored forever. The dialogue between the two sisters is charged with emotion, filled with love, but also tinged with a sense of concern. Lou, worried about the impact on the family, tries to gently guide Amy back to the ranch's needs, while Amy, on the other hand, begins to wonder if she's been holding herself back for too long. In the midst of this, Amy receives an unexpected offer, a chance to expand her training skills outside of Heartland. A prestigious equine rehabilitation program has taken notice of her work, and they want her to come on board as a lead trainer. The offer is everything Amy has ever dreamed of, but also the hardest decision she's ever faced. To leave Heartland behind would mean turning her back on everything she's worked for, on the family that's always depended on her, and the legacy that her mother, Marion, left behind. But at the same time, it would give her the opportunity to grow, to prove to herself that she can be more than just the heart of the ranch. She can be the heart of something bigger. The weight of this decision is unbearable. With every conversation, every moment of doubt, Amy wrestles with herself. Can she leave the place that shaped her, where she learned the most important lessons of her life, and take that leap into the unknown? The decision to take the offer would be a bold one, but it would also be a break from everything that has grounded her so far. Yet, the episode doesn't just focus on Amy's journey. As the season's true emotional pulse builds, the audience is reminded that Heartland is not just a ranch, it's a family. Jack, in his quiet wisdom, has always been the anchor for Amy and Lou. But in this episode, it's clear that even he is beginning to feel the weight of his years. Jack's health continues to decline, and though he doesn't openly show it, his frailty is becoming harder to ignore. The family's greatest strength has always been its unity, but Jack's struggle adds a new layer of vulnerability. This isn't just about Amy's future, it's about the future of the entire family and the ranch that has been their shared home for generations. As Amy contemplates her decision, the rest of the family begins to notice her growing distance. Tim, ever the optimist, is quick to assure Amy that she should follow her heart. But even Tim's unwavering belief in family is tested by the reality of what Amy's departure could mean. Georgie, now more mature than ever, is trying to navigate her own path, but she sees the pain in Amy's eyes and wonders if this shift is a sign of something larger happening in the family dynamic. The tension grows as each member of the family grapples with their own fears about change, and the show beautifully layers these emotional threads to create an atmosphere where every choice feels heavy with consequence. Outside the family, the arrival of an unexpected character raises more questions than answers. An old friend of Marion's, someone Amy hasn't seen in years, unexpectedly shows up at Heartland. Their presence shakes Amy, bringing up memories of her mother's legacy and the expectations she has always tried to live up to. This character, whose motives are shrouded in mystery, seems to hold a key to a past that Amy has tried to leave behind. As their conversations unfold, it becomes clear that they may have a role to play in Amy's future, one that will challenge her view of what it means to honor her past while chasing her dreams. The episode sets up a rich, layered narrative where every decision, every conversation has consequences that will echo throughout the season. Amy's story is just beginning, but it's clear that her choices will not just shape her future, they will reshape Heartland itself. The stakes have never been higher, and the audience is left on the edge of their seats, waiting for the next twist in Amy's journey. As Amy wrestles with her internal turmoil, the tension at Heartland begins to reach a breaking point. The weight of her decision looms over her, and she finds herself pulled in two opposing directions: the familiar comfort of the ranch, where she's always felt needed and loved, and the uncharted territory of her own dreams, where the possibility of something bigger and more fulfilling beckons her like an alluring whisper in the wind. With each passing day, the conflict intensifies, and what once felt like a distant idea now feels like an inescapable truth she must face. As season 19 of Heartland hurtles toward its dramatic conclusion, the weight of Amy's decision has reached its boiling point. No longer able to ignore the pull of her dreams and the pressure of her responsibilities, Amy finds herself standing on the edge of a life-altering choice. The episode unfolds with her stepping into the unknown, confronting not just her personal aspirations, but the very core of who she is and what she wants to become. In the quiet moments before the storm, Amy reflects on the years she's spent at Heartland. The lessons learned, the people who shaped her, and the life she's built alongside her family. Every corner of the ranch holds a memory, a whisper of the past that reminds her of her mother, Marion, and the legacy that she's inherited. Amy has always felt the weight of living up to Marion's expectations, but now, in the face of her own future, those memories are both comforting and suffocating. Can she honor her mother's memory while carving out a path that's entirely her own? Can the love she has for Heartland coexist with the ambitions she's spent so long burying? The stakes have never been higher, and the tension between family and ambition is at its peak. Amy's struggle is not just about her personal growth, it's about redefining her relationship with the people she loves. Her decision impacts everyone: Lou, Tim, Jack, and Georgie, who all stand at their own crossroads in the wake of Amy's uncertainty. Each of them has their own fears, doubts, and dreams, and the possibility that Amy's departure could change the course of their lives is a heavy burden. Yet, despite their concerns, they all know that Amy's happiness and growth are just as important as the future of Heartland. Jack, ever the patriarch, continues to battle with his health, but his wisdom shines through in every interaction. He knows that Amy's journey is more than just about the ranch. It's about her finding the courage to live her own life, to make choices that are not solely shaped by the past. In a pivotal moment, Jack sits down with Amy, offering the kind of advice that only someone who has lived through a lifetime of change could give. His words are simple but profound. Life doesn't wait, Amy. You can't hold on to the past forever. You have to live for what's ahead. The vulnerability in Jack's voice is palpable, and it's clear that he's come to terms with the fact that his time at Heartland is winding down. The ranch will continue, but it will need a new generation to carry it forward. Whether Amy is that person or not is something only she can decide. Meanwhile, Lou, despite her own personal and professional struggles, feels the tension between her desire to keep the family together and her understanding that Amy needs to follow her own path. Lou's protective nature often causes friction, but her support for Amy's dreams, though hard to fully embrace, is evident. As the season progresses, their relationship deepens, and Lou begins to realize that true family doesn't just mean being physically present, it means being able to let go when the time is right, to support each other's growth even if it means distance. Lou's character arc in this season evolves as she comes to terms with her own fears of change and loss. Tim, on the other hand, has always been the cheerleader, the eternal optimist who believes in the strength of family. Though he supports Amy's decision, there's an undercurrent of sadness. He's watched his family endure hardships and grow through adversity, but the idea of losing Amy, the heart of Heartland, seems like a challenge even he might not be ready to face. His journey throughout the episode becomes one of self-realization, as he grapples with the reality that Amy's growth might mean her departure. But in true Tim fashion, he resolves to be the father who supports his daughter no matter the cost, even if it means letting her go. Then there's Georgie, whose quiet maturity has become a steady force within the family. As Amy contemplates her future, Georgie becomes an unexpected source of strength. The sibling dynamic between the two has evolved over the seasons, and Georgie's insight into the complexities of growing up helps Amy navigate her dilemma. Georgie, herself caught between the pull of Heartland and her own dreams, provides Amy with a perspective she hadn't fully considered, that sometimes pursuing your passion doesn't mean abandoning the people you love. In fact, it can bring new growth to everyone. Georgie's words, "You can't pour from an empty cup, Amy. If you're not happy, none of us will be," echo in Amy's mind as she begins to understand that pursuing her dreams is not a betrayal, it's an evolution. As the episode moves toward its finale, the mysterious figure from Amy's past reappears, their motives now fully revealed. This character, who once seemed like a fleeting distraction, is now an integral part of Amy's future. The secrets they hold about Marion's past are not just personal revelations. They offer Amy the clarity she needs to make her decision. The weight of these revelations leads Amy to a pivotal moment. She realizes that to fully embrace her future, she must first reconcile her past. She can no longer live in the shadow of Marion's legacy. She must create her own. With this newfound clarity, Amy makes a decision that will not only change the course of her life, but also the future of Heartland. The final scene of the episode is breathtakingly quiet. Amy stands alone in the middle of Heartland, looking out at the vast landscape, the land that has been home to her family for generations. The camera lingers on her face, filled with a mixture of determination, fear, and hope. With one last look, Amy turns and walks toward her future, a future that is hers to shape. The family watches from a distance, each of them aware that this moment marks a turning point, not just for Amy, but for all of them. As the screen fades to black, the suspense lingers. What will Amy's future look like? Will she truly leave Heartland, or will she find a way to balance her dreams with her love for her family? The answers are still unclear, but one thing is certain. Amy is no longer the girl who only lived for others. She's become the woman who will decide her own fate. Season 19 has set the stage for a new chapter, one filled with uncertainty, but also with the promise of growth, change, and, above all, new beginnings. And as the credits roll, viewers are left breathless, eagerly awaiting the next episode to see where Amy's journey will take her and how it will shape the future of Heartland.